It's happy hour, and today we're making this iconic drink. I bet you already know what it is just by looking at this copper mug. That's right, we're making a Moscow Mule. Now, despite what you might think, it's not called the Moscow Mule because it was invented in Russia. It was actually invented in the US. And the whole reason is because they wanted to get Americans at the time drinking more vodka, which was from Russia, instead of their whiskey or gin-based drinks. And why is it in a copper cup? Well, you'll have to stay tuned to find out because I'll explain 3 reasons why it's served in the copper cup and even still today served in that copper mug. So let's get making this. I'm Mara from Joyful Hostess. Thanks for joining me. It's time to make some cocktails. So now that I've gathered all the ingredients, we're gonna start making this Moscow Mule. And the first step is to take our copper mug and we're gonna fill that halfway with ice. So I'm going to tell you, once I build this, I'll tell you why we use the copper mug. There's actually 3 reasons why a copper mug works best. But if you don't have a copper mug, by all means, you can use a Collins glass and it's going to be just as good. Well, maybe not just as good, almost as good. So now we've half filled this with ice. We're going to add to that 2 ounces of vodka. I'm going to put that into our copper mug. Oops. And then we're also going to add the juice of half a lime. So half a lime will equate to about half an ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice. So I'm just going to squeeze that right in there. And now you can drop this whole thing in there. I've seen other bartenders do that, but I'd rather kind of cut it in half. And then I feel like that just adds a little bit more of that lime flavor in there. So once we've done that, we're going to give that a stir. Give that a chance to get mixed up, the vodka and the lime juice. And once we've done that, we're going to take our ginger beer and top it up with ginger beer, leaving a little bit of extra room so that we can add a few more ice cubes. Get that drink really nice and cold. Going to add these ice cubes in. And then for the garnish, we're going to use a slice of lime, and traditionally, there's a sprig of mint that goes into our Moscow Mule. And there you have it. Cheers! So this was too good, I couldn't leave it alone, I had to taste it. Let's go here. So, I really like a spicy ginger beer. You can experiment with different types of ginger beer to see the taste that you're gonna get with it. But it's got the spice of that ginger beer, the vodka just pairs really nicely, and then that little bit of burst of lime just helps to kind of round out the drink altogether. And plus, it's nice and fizzy and nice and cold inside this copper mug. So it's impossible to not think of Moscow Mule when you see these copper mugs. And the reason why it's served in these copper mugs is threefold, really. The first reason is because of the temperature. Because copper is and I'm gonna get this word wrong again, what is it?
Thermal conductor.
Thermal conductor. Because copper is a thermal conductor, it will keep things that are in it. If it's cold, it'll keep it cold. If it's hot, it will keep it hot. So using the copper mug to serve the drink, make sure that your drink stays cold. The second reason is taste. So copper seems to enhance the fizz of the ginger beer, creating a nice fizzy texture when you're drinking it, and it keeps the fizz a little bit longer. And the third reason, which is really the most interesting, is history. So the person who invented this drink, his girlfriend at the time owned a copper making company. So they decided to come together, brand the drink with the copper, and there we have the Moscow Mule. And if you liked what you saw here today, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you get notified every time I post a video, and we can be having cocktails every week. Cheers!